Here we go. There it is. Okay, so that's good there. Okay, so that's good there. Okay, so what I'm drinking tonight is a glass of red wine. Not too much. Let's keep it very simple. Bottle of Merlot. And here it is. But I like to still have my water. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? Here's my water here. Keep it simple. You know, there's a song which is going around, a song that says, when people are bothering people, the song simply goes like this. Leave people business alone and just drink water, you know? Drink water. Let me take this out. Yeah, leave people business alone and just drink water, you know what I'm saying? And that is something there. Now, listen, the topic that I have tonight is, and for persons who are coming in later, if you want to come in on the show, you can actually just, go onto YouTube, go onto Facebook, and you can join in on the show. You can actually be a partaker if you want to come in. There's a link which is there. And as well, hey, Jody. Hey, you, see you soon. Michelle, see you soon as well. Who want to jump in? Let me know what you're saying. The UK this week has been having Hurricane Eunice. Hurricane Eunice has been going around. That's a powerful storm which has been passing through the UK recent days, and it has been very powerful. On my street here, I think a couple trees I see sort of uprooted on the street. I believe my school, where my children go to, one of my children go to. We got to go there tomorrow, which they want to help to somehow to clean up, do some sort of cleanup campaign. But I went to the park. And in the park was really good. It was really beautiful. Did some skipping, did some running, and no, not running. Did some walking, did some skipping. I tell you, skipping is good, you know. Dancing. I've now have dancing as a part of my routine. Dancing. Former High Commissioner said to me, Silburn, the dancing that you're doing is not Jamaican. You've been in England. I'll just say you've been in England too long, or something like that, you know. So you've been in England too long. So I said to her, actually, and ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, I wasn't into too much of reggae music when I was in Jamaica. I was more into rapping and hip hop. That's what I used to do, you know. Party people in the place to be. My name is Cedar Way, and listen to me. This is Saturday night on Talk and Sip. We're gonna wrap the party. We're gonna talk different story about men and women and different grades. Talk about Dick Crystal Tomlinson. Talk about Dennis Meadows and what they're talking about, whether it's Mr. Jenny or not. They, I just sort of freestyle. Do these freestyle things, and that is what I used to do. That's what I love, and I used to break dance, spin on my back. So I used to hang out with those. My rapping friends and breakdance crew as well. So, but the park is very good, ladies and gentlemen. You get inspiration, and I do lots of videos, beautiful contents. Every time I go to the park, get inspired, get motivated. And the good thing about going in the park, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you're in the park, you're also building your health and building your wealth. Because if you know, with the whole advent of COVID, the thing they used to say about COVID is that it hits the underlying illnesses, persons who have underlying illnesses. And therefore, if it is hitting persons with underlying illnesses, that means that now's the time that you should work hard towards dealing with all these underlying illnesses. Don't you agree? Dealing with all these sort of things that actually come at you, so you don't wait. So you're not going to wait for another, what should I say, another, COVID or something like that to come in back on the scene. What you do, you just deal with it now. You don't wait for um, Bill Gates and those guys who are saying there's going to be another virus or so. Now you don't do that. You just deal with it now. But there's a video which I want to play, and it just shows the sometimes there are things that we overlook. Let me just stop this music here so it doesn't come in. But there's a video which I did while I was after I came back one day. How I'm dressing is not how I came back from the park. But let me see if I can actually find it. And where is it now? It was that day. Yeah, here it is. One of the things that I think about a lot, and I think a lot, and most people think a lot, but if our thoughts come into fruition, the world might get crazy because they do not want us to talk. They just want us to think. And if they could actually stop us from thinking, they would cancel all of that thinking process. But I tell you this, when I see the advent of COVID, when I see the fact that COVID is on its way out, can we agree on that? And the characteristics of COVID, ladies and gentlemen, we all know it was to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. Yes, rob you of your employment, rob you of your finances, killing your family, killing your members of your friends also. Yes, rob, steal, kill, and destroy. That is what it was there for. But I'm appalled, and I'm sure many people is appalled as well, when we see leaders of this world somehow assuming the characteristics of COVID to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. And what they're doing, they are wreaking havoc upon the people that has elected them in position. Canada is a classical example. I think it's the best example. At the same time, there may be others. But ladies and gentlemen, as leaders of this world, I appeal to you. Leaders, your job is to bring unity, reduce strife, get people to work together, stand together. Don't be you're like a thorn in their flesh, in their side. They want what is the best thing for their families. Their families. That is what they're standing up for. Their families. They don't care sometimes about you. It is when they see that their families are being touched, their families have created the havoc against their families, then they are going to stand up and they're going to say, get up, stand up for your rights. World leaders, do not assume the characteristics of COVID. Let COVID pass away and you bring the nation together, bring your people together. Don't be a thorn in their flesh. Don't be another virus. Thank you. Yeah, so I just brought that topic in just to really highlight some of the things because you see, I believe with how the world is going on now and how things are, we've got to be very vigilant and we've got to be critically thinking about what are the things which are going to be unfolding before us. And when we see what is happening in Canada, I think that is I call Canada as like a litmus test of how maybe other nations are watching to see how they unfold in Canada, and based on how they unfold in Canada, they will follow through. Because when I see that leader, which is Prime Minister Trudeau, I know when he's actually calling persons who are Jews of the Swazi, and supporting Nazis, it's shocking. But you can see how the world is going on now because the whole aspect of freedom of expression that is coming in different form, which is people are shutting down. That is still happening. And all COVID did, while COVID was there to rob, steal, and kill and destroy, COVID was also bringing out and allowing leaders to somehow use it to their advantage. Because guess what? That was a time where it's like they found ultimate power, right? They found ultimate power. And as a result of that, they ran with it, and they ran with it. Um, the for tonight, the topic and it's a very interesting one that I did was men and women gray areas. Men and women gray areas. I'm not the type of person that will talk about sus and man and woman stuff. I tend not to deal with that much. But at the end of the day, communication is crucial. Communication is pivotal in how people relate to each other. Men and men and women, or whatever like that. How we communicate. Someone was saying about Kanye West that Kanye West is a genius. I think it was Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon say he knows Kanye West. And he said Kanye West is a type of person that, because he was bullied when he was younger, and because when he after the accident and how he sort of break through and started getting a bit you know wealthy, and the genius come out and people start to recognize him, he reached to a point where he said, I'm just going to speak as I want to speak. I'm not going to be holding back. I'm just going to speak as I want to speak, and I don't care. But what he lacked, according to Nick Cannon, was the ability to intelligently articulate his point, right? And I believe also that is what sometimes is lacking, or people articulate their point and what they want to say. Because sometimes people may say sometimes you may say something. You may say something to someone, and it came out not the way that you wanted it to come out. But then the person would say, listen, don't worry, I understand where you're coming from. I know exactly what you meant. The context. Context is so important. So when I was, I listened and tuned into what's going on in Jamaica. I was listening to this big debate regarding the fire license organization that deals with issuing firearm license to different persons. And I think Dennis Meadows was the former, um, chair, and a guy named Dylan, or forget what the guy name was the chair for that program. And so there's some little issues going on, and then I think Dennis Meadows was on the radio and was interviewing Cliff Hughes. I didn't hear it, but I'm just reading the things. And then Crystal Tomlinson, who is the ex-partner of Beenie Man, made a statement on Twitter, and he responded in a particular way. And then it created this whole massive debate now, or this massive discussion. And it's about communication, how we communicate. I do recall a few weeks back when we were talking about Prime Minister Boris Johnson and even Dawn Butler, when she said that the Prime Minister lied, and also when the Scottish leader said the Prime Minister lied. You have Dennis Skinner, a member of Parliament, who said the Prime Minister lied. I'm talking a different Prime Minister at that time, when he called David Cameron. That is Dodgy Dave. He's Dodgy Dave, and he'll always be Dodgy Dave. Dodgy Dave and Dodgy Dave. And as a result of that, what happened? What happened was this. A situation whereby the speaker ejected these persons from the house by saying, you don't call another member a liar, but you can find ways of how you actually do that. And that is one of the things which is of serious contention. Yeah. But I'm going to come into that. But let me just give a quick break here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And I'm getting some echo from this great man here. I know you want to hear his voice, but I don't know why I want to hear his voice twice. Lester?
Are you still hearing the echo?
No, it's gone now. You good?
Okay. Yeah, man.
No,
Super.
that's perfect. Can you hear some music playing in the background, Lester?
Sure.
Is it to your liking? I played the music especially for you. Is it to your liking or so?
Yes. As long as it's not gospel or country and western, I'm good.
Gospel. What about hip hop and rapping?
Yeah, I listen to every other genre of music except those two.
Those two. Why you don't like gospel?
Um, it's just kind of repetitive, and gospel is the only form of music that is not an original form of music.
What do you mean? Not original.
Gospel is not a genre itself.
But I thought when people get inspired by God, that's uh, uh, an original thing coming straight
No,
from the throne room.
no, it's not.
It's not. Where's it coming from?
It's country and western, or it's an it's not even an adaptation. It's a already established genre. They just call it gospel
Okay. So what about rapping then? It's
rap.
repetitive. Rapping is repetitive. Rap is repetitive, isn't it?
No, but it's an original form of music.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lester says gospel is not original, country and western is not original. You know, so there we
No,
go.
I never said country. I said gospel is birthed out of country and western.
Oh right, burden of country western.
It's birthed out of country music. Yeah,
So you mean the songs like um, Blessed Assurance, Jesus is Mine, or Amazing Grace? That is out of country and western, Lester.
all of this out of country music.
Okay, I get where you're coming from.
There's
It
no
is not
original
country and
like
western like Texas. I'm thinking Texas.
exactly.
Ah,
Like dancehall is. So country and western is not. There's no original phrase to play. There's not a original gospel phrase.
yes, 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 yes. I see where you're coming from.
It's not a bad thing. It's just the facts. Just like how um um like hip hop was birthed out of um dancehall reggae.
Yes.
So Cool Herc in the 1970s migrated to New York, to Brooklyn, and he from Jamaica, and he set up what his father recreated what his father did in Jamaica with sound systems. So he used to
Mm.
play with his mother's basement, and when he's going to flip the record, 'cause he had one turntable. So on the B side of the LP
Yes,
was the
yes.
was the version of music. So while he was searching for the the other record to play, he started to speak over the beat that formed into hip hop.
Mm.
Just like
That's,
how in reggae dancehall they were playing reggae music, and when you flipped it over just to play the beat to look for the other sound, people like Roy and King Stitch and all these guys used to talk over it. You know, that's how dancehall was created.
yeah. So what's happening with dancehall now? I mean, dancehall is on some sort of fire now, isn't it? Or is just going great? What's your take on that? I mean, I'm not detracting from the main topic there, but of recent days, because you have been a key player in this world, January.
Well, dancehall is always fiery. It's
Yeah.
just sometimes the fire is hotter than other times. With Shensia, with Spice, with Lady Saw now, it's
Oh,
a
Lady
whole
Saw is
thing.
back. Is that what you're saying? Lady Saw is back.
Yes, yes, she's doing.
It's a bit like Mace, isn't it? Remember when Mace came back and he said, welcome back, Mace and Puff Daddy at the time. He went into preaching or so, and then he came back and he
Yeah,
said, welcome back, Mace. Have they
yeah.
sang a welcome back song for Saw yet?
I, I don't know if Saw will have the same impact that she once had. You
Yes.
know, for me, you don't have to go to gospel or church to serve the people. You don't have to.
Yes. Yeah.
You can serve real and help a lot of people without going to gospel.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
but I mean, she can come back, 'cause she can do well, but I don't know if she will have the impact that she once had.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting because um after a while people move on because I've been watching Chensia and I've watched her because I've been following Kanye West, and I found her on one of his album, Donde One,
She has two
and
songs in it.
she two, is it two songs she has on it?
Two,
Okay, okay,
yes, and this other one here is two
yeah,
songs.
yeah, and it's powerful. And then she's gone on to what is it? She's gone on to Jimmy Kimmel, so she just exploded, and she's only can go up, really.
Yeah, but you see, we have to put that in context. You see,
Mm.
when we say Shensta is doing these things, it is not entirely true. She's the artist, and she's the byproduct of a great management team.
Yes.
She's the byproduct of her label. So it
Mm.
is not just because she's this big breakout artist. No, she's a talented, super talented, um, hardworking. But when you have the right team around you, you get these platforms.
Yeah.
So, but Jimmy Kimmel, a lot of people don't understand that you have to pay to go on it.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Good Morning America, The View, all these things. Remember, these are large platforms. So these people are giving you their platform to go on. So if you go on it for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes, it depends on how much money you pay, depending on how long you stay on the show.
What if somebody's big and they want, okay, like, yeah, names like Kanye West and those guys don't need to promote going to these places, and they want him in. Do they have to pay, or they
No,
invite?
no, because like Kevin Hart, Kanye West, 50 Cent, these guys are major influences,
Yes,
and they have major platforms, so they don't need um
these
they
those
don't,
platforms there. Yeah.
they don't need those like Kevin Hart. He had a movie with Universal, I think,
Yeah.
once, but then he had another movie with his production company, Hart Productions or something like that.
Yes.
And so Universal wanted him to use his social media platform to promote their show. So he says, uh-uh, this is my platform. If you want me to do um, the publicity tour, fine. But to promote your show on my platform, you have to pay me. But they're saying, but we're already paid for the movie. He said, you pay me for the movie, but not to use my platform, right? And remember, he has millions on all the platforms. So it is benefiting Universal more than benefiting him. But they're saying that he's in the movie. He said, but it's not my movie. So he said, okay, no problem. You don't want to pay? It's no problem. So he started promoting his other film on his production company.
Yeah.
Universal came back with him and said, here, we'll give you $7 million dollars to promote it on your platform.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
we have to know the business aspect of entertainment, that it is not what we just see, the end product. It's not just what we just see.
Mm. Somebody just said a while ago. Hi, good evening, Paula. Hi, good evening, Michelle. Hi, good evening, D. Um, is it Minnesota? What do you mean? Somebody said Minnesota is not coming back to dancehall music. She said she's not coming back. I think I read something like she said she's not coming back. Lista, is she coming back?
Um, what type of music is she doing?
But well, I'm asking her, is she doing any music now?
Of course, she's busy recording.
Okay, well there you go, Michelle. She's busy recording. Yeah, I'm
It,
saying.
you see, I think I think we are putting too much emotion into it. And we're not understanding that the gate is open for Lady Saw to come back.
Yeah,
It won't be like she backslide or anything, because so that we put some labels onto people to
yeah.
let ourselves feel justified or feel good about something, you know, because we don't agree with somebody else's action. But
Mm,
at the end of the day, whatever Minister Hall do or Marian do, she has to face her maker for herself. We can't. And if she feels comfortable back in dancehall, if she feels like she's making more money in dancehall,
mm,
then why would we say to her, "Don't come back and make money"?
mm, mm,
You-
mm.
you know,
Well,
and
listen. The topic that I put out there today was hi Paula, you're on Instagram. Um, is about the gray area between men and women. And the reason why I flag it up, and I think I have a, let me show, I'll just show this here. Um, and ladies and gentlemen, you can see an image which I have there of Dennis Meadows apologize to Crystal Tomlinson over a tweet. Um, and the reason I brought up this topic wasn't about the dealing so much with the man and woman issues and stuff like that directly to this, but a bigger picture. And the bigger picture is about you know, communication. I alluded earlier that in the UK, in the House of Commons, you don't call somebody a liar. You don't call another member.
Pardon me, Silver, what are you drinking?
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, yeah, right. I'm drinking wine. I'm drinking. What are you drinking, boss?
Um, chocolate rum and our amaretto.
Okay, ladies, let's say drinking chocolate from an America. I'm having some glass of wine here. Everybody, if you can tell me what you're drinking, that would be great. And of course, always bring in my water, you know, to keep diluting it as well. They say once the wine wasn't good for you, but they say wine is not good for your heart. All right, that's some heavy stuff there, man. That is some heavy stuff there. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to touch on this thing because I said in the House of Commons in the UK here, you don't call a person a liar. Um, you use the words like, "Is the Prime Minister straying from the truth?" or something of that nature. Um, but I listened, I watched, I read. Sorry, I didn't listen, I didn't hear anybody. I read all of the comments about what Dennis Meadows said and also what Crystal Tomlinson said. And I'm saying, and I look back at it and said, these could be handled so differently. Dennis Meadows could have said what he said as he said it, and the response could have been different. Dennis Meadows could have responded better, and everything would be okay. I don't know. What's your take on it? Because it's about communication, which is such a key. Communication can break something, and everybody can say, I understand the context. I understand what the person is actually trying to say without coming so blatant. I see so many different facets of this whole thing. But Lester, you go. What's your take? Because you're so,
Silver,
huh?
Silver, I made sure that I cleared my schedule for this program tonight.
Is it? Wow.
Yes. Listen, Dennis Meadows is a Facebook friend of mine. We have spoken and stuff like that. And he is on this side of the fence, the green side.
Mm.
Um, what what is happening in our society for too long now is that women tend to get away with blatant bluntness, disrespect, and rudeness towards men. And when a man claps back,
Uh-huh.
you say you don't say that to a lady. You know, respect is respect. It goes both ways to both genders. So you don't say something to a man, right, that is disrespectful to him, and he won't say something back to you that is disrespectful. Because Crystal should, in no shape or form, critique Dennis Meadows or anybody, right, when they are on a platform doing a public debate. Because when in the past she was the vice president, the president of
PNP.
PMPYO, when she was a senator, many times she was on the same platform on Nationwide or on Dion Jackson. And when we have the Jamaica Labour Party counterpart um, beating her with facts, she also had struggles upon struggles to respond,
Yes.
you know. So, lest we forget that she had been in that precarious position a whole lot. But let's just put that aside. The thing is that women in our society will say the most damaging thing to men. And if we were to dare just clap back, then you're hearing that we're not gentlemen, we are sissy, we are mama man. You cannot ignore the woman. No, no, that's not how life is.
Mr. Genius and all those sort of things. Mr. Genius is a word which is being used a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I I like Michelle, if you want to come in, anybody want to come in, let me know. I do have the link there. Um, okay, what is it then that she? What was it that led to what she said there? What was it that was happening? Why she said what she said, and what did she say actually?
Well, he was being interviewed based on the utterances of the current CEO, Shane Dallin of the FLA, right, the
Yeah,
Firearm License Association of Agency of Jamaica.
yeah.
And Shane Dallin has not made allegations, but Shane Dallin have made direct accusations that Dennis Meadows signed off on gun permits to dons, to entertainers, to criminal persons. He signed off on it to over 200 of them. And Dennis Meadows, is going around on social media and bad mouthing and disrespecting and slandering the name of the FLA and Shane Dallin.
Mm,
So he was responding to those accusations on air, and Crystal was listening, and Crystal tweeted out that. So that is the response to Crystal's tweet.
okay, and then when Crystal said that it is like he's struggling to be honest, something like that. She didn't say
Yeah,
he's a liar, did she?
struggling to answer these questions, and you know, so so she's implying that he's not being forthcoming with the truth.
Yeah, but nothing is wrong with what she said. When I say nothing is wrong with what she said, that could come from a man or anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could come from anybody. What she said, it is his response.
Yes.
Was that response about struggling to be, well, you need to spend time trying to be baby 13
No,
13.
no. He said, I'm struggling just like how you struggled to hold your position as baby mama number 13.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a cheeky clapback. It was it really for six with it. But the thing is, in many instances, Silbert, it is who is making the comment.
Yeah.
You know, so like for me, perfect example. This young guy who is going around talking all type of things about bro
Wow.
God.
We got to stop there. We got to stop there. There's a queen in the house. 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 Lester, what are you looking at, Lester? You're trying to figure out who it is.
No, I'm trying to find out if she's in a truck or a minivan. It seems very bigger than what she usually is in. But
And there's no echo. Has she got a voice? She hasn't even spoken. There's no voice or nothing like that. Play some music. Jody, hello. Oh shit. Oh, nothing, nothing. All right, so there's nothing. So that was
are,
correct then.
are you hearing us? Are you hearing us?
Can you hear? She's hearing, but no, 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 no,
Can you
no.
hear us?
You can hear us.
We cannot hear you.
Okay.
We can we, we can see a pretty face, but we can't hear you.
Yeah.
The- You know, if you're talking, just sit down, just stay serious for the whole show.
Vita says she's trying to get in. I don't know what Vita is trying to get into,
No. We need Vita on air, please.
but she says she's trying to get in. I don't know what she's trying to get.
Just click the link.
Yeah, Jody. Jody, what I suggest you do is to come back in. Come back in, Jody. Come back in. Come back in. Yeah. Yeah, you're saying Lester.
Yeah. So like this young guy, Andre Stevenson, who's going around saying stuff about bro God, right? And about member of parliaments and other people, but in the Jamaica Labour Party, he's saying some really slanderous things. Jody, you're hearing us?
Uh, okay, let's see if we can help out, Jody. Um, Something to do with your audio. Okay, take out your earpiece or put in an earpiece or so. Interchange. Or you put an earpiece in and that didn't work. And you're not muted from my side as well. Was it she making sound? Is that the same device you use all the while as well? Is that the same device? Um, okay, 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to do something here. Let me do something. 1 second.
Jody?
Jody? Okay. You'll have to come back in, Jody. I don't know. I don't know what.
Jody, just log back out of everything and then come
Yeah,
back in.
yeah, reset your phone and everything, and
Yeah.
just come back in and just follow the procedure as it is. Yeah, yeah, Lester, you're saying. Okay, okay. Let me just jump in right there. And I wait. You flag up something, and I think this is a key bit about women when they say things, they the kickback, the clapback shouldn't the clapback by men are sometimes frowned upon. I mean to
Yeah.
say that at the same time you want equality, equal rights and justice, but at the same time you're talking about men should be very careful because you be classified into being abusive mentally to women.
Yeah.
Is
But
that?
but
Yeah, go on.
yes,
Go on.
but the thing is that um I've experienced a lot of that over Facebook over the last 10, 12 years,
Yeah.
where where I would make a post and a woman would come under my post and she would class me as excrement. She would class me dirty boy, the worst things. And I would say to her, thank you for your comment,
Mm.
but not under my post. You can go on your page and you can say all that you want to say on your page, but just don't do it under my post. This is my opinion, this is my view of this topic, so just leave my post alone. And she would continue, and I would warn her several times. And guess what happened, Silbert? Nobody say anything. You know my mouth. So when I
Mm.
start now,
Let me just check something here. Vita.
Yes, that's my.
Okay.
I was trying to do
Can
it. I
you
was
guys
trying to
hear
do it
me
on my
now?
computer.
Lord God, Avita, bring the luck.
Vita. Okay. So anytime we have any problem, we bring in Vita first, and then
Bring
everything
it
goes
in.
well.
I
Hey,
tell
pretty
you,
boy.
girl, thank you for bringing the energy. You know what I mean? It was needed.
My computer not letting me in, so I have to do it on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. Let me tell you, I think the link on YouTube Silburn doesn't work. I had to go back to the message you sent me earlier today.
And that's yes, that's what I had to
That's
do.
what
The
I
link is
did.
The
That's
So
what
link
I
the
on
did
the
all
link
that
the
we do
link
all
that
the
you
time.
have on YouTube doesn't work. So I
that's what I'm
used the one you
trying.
sent in the message
the
earlier.
link on YouTube is it?
That I clicked on the link and it said the link is not valid.
Uh,
Right. So I had to go back to the message that you sent us earlier today to
That
get
I
in.
clicked on the link and it said the link is it's not letting me in on my computer.
all right. That's
All right. So
but
how are
okay.
you guys?
It's not
We're
letting me
good.
in on my computer.
Good.
All right.
We're good.
All right. So
Okay.
how are
Well,
you
what
guys?
did what did you guys talk in the meantime? What are you guys drinking?
Good.
All right. We're good.
Um,
Crown and ginger, baby. Crown and
I'm
ginger.
drinking. I'm drinking some cranberry juice with something in there.
What you guys drinking?
Yeah.
All
Something
right.
like what?
We're good.
Huh?
Crown and ginger, baby. Crown and
I'm
ginger.
drinking. I'm drinking my usual.
Yeah. Can
Vita's
I
having
just
a
ask
delay.
Vita, have you got to use you got to hold your phone? Is that what it is because of that?
So bear with me while I adjust to.
Yeah, you take your time and work on that regarding you can stock some books up together and try to work on something.
And
So yeah,
that's what I'm doing. Okay.
yeah. The topic which we talked about was the whole issue between Dennis Meadows and Crystal Tomlinson, but the whole rhetoric and the gray space, the gray area between men and women in communication. Let's just sort of set out that it's time now that women feel it. That's what Lester says, isn't it?
Is that what Lester said?
Well, if that's what Lester said, then I, as a woman, I have to agree with him. I'm going to tell you why, as a
Hold on, hold
woman.
on, hold on. I want to make sure that I quoted Lester well, because he didn't say anything. Lester, did I quote you right?
You are 100%.
There he goes. Okay, go for it now, Vita.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Go ahead, Vita.
Okay. So, Dennis Meadows went, and whatever situation he's in, Crystal decided to say, "You are lying." And we all read what she said, that he was fibbing and stepping away from the truth. So the bottom line, what she's saying, that he was lying. No, the fact is that if you're going to say I am lying, and social media, you have to realize I'm going to answer you back. And what I said, you have to take it whichever way you want to take it. Now, when you call me a liar, and I said to you, well, you're calling me a liar, but at the same time, you're fighting to be baby mama number 13. So he responded. And he responded as far as, you said something to me, I said something to you. But what I did not respect with Crystal is that she used a female situation to say, attacking my vagina. Crystal is a senator, an educated woman. There are a lot of words in the dictionary. For her to go pull out vagina and reproductive system is just low class and ghetto. And I did not expect Crystal to go there. You want to rebuttal? Find better words. And he did not brought her vagina into it. She did. The minute that she lower her standard and give her vagina to an old dog, what is a female dog? A bitch. That's where you put yourself. So therefore, if you put yourself out there to be and lower your standard, that's not you are the one who put lower your standard. No, everybody in dancehall know that once being a man be with you and push you to the side, Bounty Killer is coming. I'm not surprised if Carter gonna call her to come give him a visit in prison, because that's how she lower her standard. And I'm disappointed in her, and I'm very, very hurt by the way that she had lowered her standard and let Beanie Man brought her down to this, and then she's wallowing in the mud. She needs to stop slumming and go back to being the class person that, well, I guess you can put lipstick on a pig and call it it's still a pig, right? But that's why I'm looking at her as a female who I used to respect. She used to be a motivated speaker who show young ladies that this is the way you're supposed to behave. And when you go with Beanie Man, old dog like Beanie Man, which have maybe 23, 24, 25 baby mothers, she's lucky that he said 30. Now would I said 30? Go ahead, Jody. Let me drink my drink and mind my business.
Water. You got to drink water and mind your business. You got to drink water.
This too strong for water. Jody, I get drunk first. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed in Crystal. I had Crystal to a level that was.
Jody?
Jody?
I am here. I don't know who is missing. I am missing, or Vita is missing.
No, you're here. You just talk. We're seeing you. Everybody's seeing you.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know how I respond after Vita, but the entire situation is that I honestly, somebody literally sent me the first tweet, and then I was just following like a puppy dog the whole how it played out. Both of them on my my perspective, both of them were wrong.
Mm.
Where I, just like Vita, I was very, very disappointed with Crystal's response as a woman and also as an educated woman who a lot of young girls look up to, right? Despite what has happened
So
in
but
our
I'm
past.
not hearing Jody. Is it me or is it? I'm not hearing anything.
May I hear Jody?
We are hearing. What I'm going to suggest, Vita, is it's up to you. Okay, yeah, keep talking.
Rita cut off.
Yeah, keep talking. I'll have a chat with Jordan.
Okay. So I thought it was my thing giving problems again. So what I was saying is, I agree with Vito. Crystal's response could have been more responsible, I think, in terms of the choice of words she used. And honestly, I don't think the responses, the clapbacks were necessary. I just found it a very dunce moment for the both of them. Very dunce. Like Jamaican dunce not have no sense dunce. None of them should have responded. That's what I think. My concern is the situation with Meadows was interesting because if you are being accused of something, why are you going to go out there and latch on to something else that is going to throw you in the public eyes even more? And all the details have not been out there yet. And then Crystal and him going at this head to head, I just thought it was very dunce. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be serious. I'm not even gonna go as far as Vita went. I just know that the both of them response was not an educated response. They weren't behaving like responsible people. That's what I think.
Well,
Um,
Michelle Clark just said we have many educational fools in the world at the same time. Let's see, you're saying something before I listen.
um, Jody, may I ask you something, Jody? How long know you know or know of Crystal Tomlinson?
Long time from her UE days.
Okay.
And Dennis
Um,
Meadows is operates in my parish.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
Remember
I
he was
know the two.
he was an unsuccessful candidate.
Yes.
Yeah.
For more than
Um,
one reasons.
yeah, man, more than one. Yeah. When I hear this talk from persons that Crystal is educated, and them disappointed come and look up to Crystal. For me, I'm saying, how long do you guys know this girl? Because for the most of Jamaica, they were introduced to her right by Nyamin and Jamin. She had a TV show called
Yeah.
Nyamin and Jamin,
Mm.
right?
Hmm.
It's just fairly popular, fairly it did well, did okay. Um,
That was from
but
she was what, 19?
yeah, early
Was what
late teens, yeah, late teens, early 20s.
hmm
Um, but the world got wind of her. The world, not just Jamaica, the world got wind of her when she got together with Beanie Man, right?
Mm.
hmm
Um, now it is baffling to me to understand at what point was she ever somebody for me to look up to, because um education don't make you a good person. It just
No,
make
I
you
think
an academic. No, hold on. Do you know the song um Straight Jeans and Fitted by Russian and
yes.
Vibes Cartel?
hmm
She's in Crystal Thomas is in that video. She's
hmm
a video girl. She's a dancer in that video, winding up and going music on cartel, right? So
hmm
I have known about Crystal for a very long time, and her reputation has never been one of a high standard to speak about. So I'm puzzled to say, is it because she has attained education to say I'm looking up to her all of a sudden?
Mm.
No, I think let me tell you what happened with Crystal Tomlinson's media persona that she had developed, right? I mean, I guess that would have been after her entertainment days. She was in the spotlight a lot. She was used for school events, I remember, and I think some of it came from her exposure
Can you
on Namin
can you,
Jamming
can you
as
stop
well.
1 second? Skip a pin. I just got someone called Apple and she's driving. Apple, Okay, keep talking. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Right.
Sorry, Jody.
And
Mm.
from her exposure in media, I think it is was what led persons to have her do presentations at schools and all of these things. So she was in Jamaica's eyes somebody that was a media personality who was well spoken, who carried herself in a certain way, and so persons would have looked up to her, especially young people, because she was young people, because she was put in that arena, like in high schools when they had the presentations and they had their events and so on. So there is a group of young people that grew up to see her as a media personality, somebody who was well represented or who represented herself well. So whether we want to believe it or not, she was that. And so there are people who did look up to her. Do you getting what I'm
Mm.
saying? No, whether we want to accept the level at which she's educated, for me, it's neither here nor there. Because once you're in the public eye, there is going to be eyes on you whether you want it or
Yeah.
not.
I think one of
My
the things.
concern,
Sorry, go on, Jody. Go on, Jody.
yeah, my concern are these arguments that constantly coming up where her mouth gets her in trouble all the time, or her words.
Yeah,
And it's not
I
the
think
first time, it's not the second, it's not the third, it's a continuous thing.
my thinking is this, that and I'll have to. I'm going to try to stray very far from any inclination or character assassination of any level with anyone. And I'm not saying that is what is happening, but I just want to set that out straight there. That would, I when I hear the comments talking about number 13 and lower the self, Rita mentioned about being a man. I look at it and say, but hang on a second. If someone is in a relationship with being a man and they're going for it, and then something happened and it didn't work out, I mean, that is no grounds for them to be in a derogatory manner. And to say baby 13 again, which I believe was wrong of Mr. Thingy there, because baby 13 is a child, you know what I'm saying, in a way. And if I was Crystal, I would have responded by saying, well, baby 13 is beautiful and she's lovely and blah, 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 instead of really, it's like taking the high road. There's so many ways you can
Yeah,
respond to
so
certain things.
that's the same thing I was saying, Silburn. The both of them, the responses, and as I said, I'm not after anybody's character because that's just not my thing. But in a situation, when you're placed in a situation, you must evaluate how you're going to respond before you respond. It shouldn't be the first thing that come to your mind or to your mouth that you are going to say. You know what? And knowing that you are in a position that will questions will be asked about what you say. And
Mm.
people
Sil-
will comment on what you say.
Silburn.
Yeah.
Okay, I like to put things in the correct context. It's not my opinion, this.
Mm.
But Dennis Meadows' response wasn't towards the child, but
Mm.
towards the position in which Crystal Tomlinson falls in the numerical order of being a man's
Yeah.
baby mamas. So his response was baby mama 13, to say she's the 13th baby mama. Now,
Vita, you can hear?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Keep talking,
while
Mr.
I um
That red is
hear
hot, girl. Sorry.
wow
Thank you.
while I hear Vita's comments, um I don't necessarily subscribe to, because she is with a dancehall icon, and being a man, politics is not my politics, but as an artist I love and revere him. But that doesn't diminish her value or her character
Mm.
based on who she is with, right?
Yes.
Because if we were to do that, there's a lot of persons who we then look up to in politics, in church, in sports, in media, in the society, that we could also say the same thing about, you know. Um, so I don't think being a man um um diminishes her value, what diminishes Crystal's value is Crystal, is her attitude towards certain things, like when she called the Prime Minister Hitler, when she um cuss and behave bad in a public, and when she go back and forth with women on her platform, and it's not the first she has said and been tit for tat, in a derogatory form. But
Mhm.
her being with a particular person doesn't devalue her per se.
Mm.
Which is kind of the same thing I was saying, Lester. Crystal has, as you rightly said, and I said it earlier, has been interfaced with the same things over and over again, where it's the first thing that comes out that is out there, and she has to be a little bit more responsible, or think before she talks, or evaluate the situation before she responds, because it puts her in a bad light in the public's eye. I mean, it's not one, two, three, four. I'm sure we can count a long list of where she's just responded instantly, and then the feedback is really wrong.
Mm.
So I think she, as a person, now needs to evaluate how she responds in the public's eye. It can't be the first thing that comes to your mouth.
So
Right.
so
And
so
Silbert, I'm gonna touch the point where you mentioned the baby. Meadows, although I'm not a fan of his, did not mention the child. He said
yeah,
baby mama. Would
yeah.
have nothing
Let's
to
to
do with the
clarify
child.
that. Let's to clarify that as well. Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't hear that. Okay,
Yeah.
so it had nothing to do with the child. But also, Lester, as far as not lowering your standard, Beyonce always said, let me upgrade you. So sometimes when we date people, we upgrade them, right? Or sometimes we date people, you downgrade yourself. Tell me where she dating Beanie Man upgraded her. I didn't even know that she was a dancehall, she was a video queen before, which is a whole nother situation. But the crystal that was motivating young women was the crystal that I admired and said yes, because Jamaican females, the younger generation, they need someone to look up to. And when you're telling them now that, okay, yes, you can, this is what you're supposed to do or can do, when you were showing them that they can do so much.
Mm.
Vita, I agree with most of stuff that you say. But let me say this, and I've said it on this platform and many other platforms. We are following too much of the American culture, that we're looking at popular people, popular, not good people, popular people, to be
Mm.
motivating to our children and our young people in society. And that is why America and other first world nations have gone off the rails, because we keep using and pushing sports personnel, right, media personnel, and entertainers to be role models, right? Now, we don't know, we are putting this person, just like Miss Kitty. We look at these people and say, oh, they're role models, and they're speaking positive, but we don't know the person. I'm saying, if you're going to have somebody as your role model, at least the character, at least their background is something that you should know. That's why when Vibes Cartel said up by Yui, when he was giving his lecture, that I am not a role model. I am an entertainer. I'm an artist. I create art.
Mm.
You are looking at me to be an entertainer. He said, I don't want the responsibility, and I
And
won't take that responsibility. And I
She
agree
was
with
going
him.
to school though. I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude and cut you off, but she was in school. She was in all these educational on these educational platforms, speaking to young people to motivate them. So she, or whoever put her out there as a motivator speaker, she put herself out there as this person to motivate these young females. These are young ladies that was looking up to her. That's the part that bothers me. That now and then she become a senator. To me, as a senator, that's somebody to look up to. You don't think a
But
senator
but
is somebody to look up to in the
but but
society
but
of
but
a
we,
young woman who most
we
Jamaican females, young ladies, um, depends on the cultural part of which part of Jamaica they are, don't know a future, don't see a future, don't have anyone to motivate them, to let them know that you can do this, you can do anything. It's unlimited what you can do. They don't have that. So when they saw
we
Crystal, okay, fine. Crystal was a dancehall video, whatever you want to call them. I'm not going to use the word we call them in America once they're in a video. But she elevated herself from that, and she was now a senator. That's motivation enough to, as a young woman, to say, if she can do that, then I can do it too. You don't think that's a motivational person?
No.
Michelle
Um,
said your role model should be your parents, but I guess Michelle, we all know
Ex-
that
But Michelle,
parents
that is
Exactly.
need.
our peer. No, I don't agree with that.
Mm,
The norm, the psychology part of it is saying that I'm supposed to do better than my parents. I'm supposed to pass my parents. If my parents go to high school, I'm supposed to go to college. If they go to college, I'm supposed to go to university. That's the psychologically part of it, that you're supposed to surpass me.
mm,
But what I'm saying to you is that we keep looking at academia. We keep looking at academics, and I'm saying let's just look at character, right? Because not because somebody, and listen, it is kind of hypocritical for us to is saying that okay, Crystal, she's motivating and she's saying all these things, and people look up at her. Yet still, our politicians who we go to war for, right? We for the longest while in Jamaica has said all politicians are thief,
yeah.
right? Right? But yet still we still look up to politicians to motivate us, to lead us, but yet still we call the whole of them thief. And I'm saying that, and most of them are educated, right? So we can't have the thing both ways. Crystal, from what I know, right, her character is not something of a sound background. Me not care what she want about motivational, right? That is no paradigm for me to say let me follow her, because
let
when
me
you look
ask you,
at
though, Lester. So you don't believe that she can grow? I'm just asking because people start from all sorts of background, and I'm looking at
Correct.
every angle of this because people can grow. And it can be that whether you see her in that light or not, you're talking about the time and space that you know her. Has she evolved over this period of time? And what is her impact now versus her impact then? Because I believe in growth. If I'm not constantly growing, then I cease to exist for my the meaning of who Jody Marie cease to exist. I have to grow on a daily basis. So who I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago is not the same person today. I remember my 20-year-old self, and I am happy for how I've grown the last 20 odd extra years. Yeah, I can't add. All right,
We
so
just figure your age, Jody.
I know, right? You're coming to my birthday party for
I just did the
sure. I
maths.
tell you.
Uh,
Yeah.
if
So
sorry, Jody, keep talking,
while
Jody.
yes, sorry. While Lester speaks of her past, for which he knows her, we're speaking of how she has evolved and her present and what she represents in the present and the responsibility she has for what she represents in the present, which is what I think Vita is trying to bring across, right? You mentioned something earlier, Stillborn, that I really and truly want to go back to is that
Mm,
gray line between, what lines do we cross as male and females in the public's eye and in private too, because that is, I think, the essence of the entire situation, because it's not the first time we've had a situation like this where males and females have an argument about something and the things about masculine representation and female representation comes up. So I think that's the depth of what we need to probably look at. I think she probably felt attacked, the fact that he mentioned something about baby mother number 13, and so she believed she had to go down that line in order to you know lash back at what he said. But it's just if
so
I
her
understand that
education don't
probably
come into play.
where her
So all
thought
that
process.
all that years of university don't come into play to say she not have to defend herself publicly and go down the gutter.
She could defend
Four
No, but
herself,
this
but
is the
she
same
four
could
thing
years
I'm
of
defend
saying.
herself, but as
university.
a female,
That's the same thing I am saying to Lester, that she's educated, fine, I get that. But in as two individuals who are in the public's eyes, who have represented people in the public's eye, the both of them should have looked at how they were responding to all of these tweets. The both of them.
okay, let me just bring
I'm
in
not
here.
taking any sides here,
Yeah,
but both of them needed to look because I think both were inappropriate.
yeah. Let me just bring in D Samuels here. Honestly, the man passing place. She was not vulgar with her. I think she meant with him there. At the end of the day, people are right to talk their mind. Motivation doesn't mean that you should not speak your truth. She was speaking her truth. Lester university. Have nothing to do with it. Um, I think this is a teaching moment, though. I think it's a teaching moment. And one of the things I was looking at was, I know of Lester, you know the time frame when she made that Twitter remark, and then Mr. Meadows clapped back immediately, or I don't know how long it was before, and then she came back at the same time. It's like there's a chance that there was no breathing space. And education, listen, anybody, educated or not, when it comes on to somebody calling you a liar, you're gonna want to lick them back straight
Exact.
to the man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You call me a
Yeah,
liar, and then I'm
yeah.
going after you. Now,
I,
as a female, you don't have to bring your vagina into it. That's the part I don't like. He
yeah,
did
yeah,
not brought her vagina into it. She did. That's the part I do not like. That's a low. That's a low way
yeah.
to fight.
So she should have taken the Michelle Obama style. Go high.
When they go low, we go high. Yeah, she could have used different words or take a breather. Because what happened is that Meadows is a wounded dog right now.
Yes.
And when a wounded dog, when you throw a rock at them, they're gonna scream or whatever the case is. He's a wounded dog, right? And then what in the Jamaican words, they said he clawed her. In here we say rebuttal. But the fact that when he did that, it hurt her so much. That's a low blow. And even though he apologized, he already clapped her, as they say in Jamaica.
And
You
it
know,
went
so the fact
viral.
that he pardon?
And it went
It,
viral.
it went viral.
Yes,
Number
now
one
she's
search
probably
on
number
YouTube
30
on
because
Google
I,
yesterday.
I, I,
because
look
it
here, no,
hurt her so
Number
I
much.
one
post that,
Google
Jody.
yesterday.
Jody, I post that. I send it out. I share it. I do everything with that.
It was
So you're
number
you're the
one
influencer,
Google
Lester.
search yesterday. Jamaica Google search yesterday, number one.
So
Do you think that the baby 13, sorry, the baby mother 13 hit a core in
For
her
her. Yes.
that it hurts?
yes,
Yes.
you are
That's
correct.
exactly what happened.
Because right now she's hurting and she's at a level where she's still getting over the broken
Listen, we're laughing.
relationship.
We're laughing, Lester.
Jody,
Laughing for no reason.
Vita, Vita, what other Vita, Vita? See, it's Vita. You come on strong, you know. I know you kind of water down. Listen, what Dennis Meadows said was 100% undiluted facts. So, are the
Yeah, but
truth.
why did
Could you allow me to finish my sentence?
sure.
Now, what happened, you know, is that Silburn, if me call you, say me say boy, you know, your head shape like you have body head, your head shape like a cone,
And it
right?
does. I was looking at that too. I'm just
What
kidding.
what what I know? No, no.
I don't know
So
why
so
we have used that.
no, all right.
All I
So
say, I use it to my advantage.
uh,
Silver, that's why women find it sexy. Say that.
so but Silburn, what I'm saying is that so I said that right now. Jody said it, Vita said it, you know, Michelle said, well, but people say it, you know, right? But if Andrew Holness said the same thing when me said, when Jody said, boy, you know, that
Mm,
description, you know, when him say it, you know, is a different type of lick that I get, you know,
mm,
because of who is saying it. So because of who Dennis Meadow is, right? And when him say it, because we have all been calling her that. Like when I tag her on Twitter, that's how I tag her. Whenever I tag her on Twitter, that's what I said, right? Baby mother 13, me clatter with that. But when Dennis Meadows say it, it's a different type of buff she gets, you know. So at that, you know, because remember he has a wide platform. So that is going to be carried by the gleaner, the observer, it's going in the diaspora. So it's a different level. So that like I said, she not used to being called that, you know, but it's just the level where it got to know.
right.
But again, it's a truth because you see she get replaced by Sandra Lee.
Gray area, gray area. What are the gray areas then in regard to this? Well, when I was talking about this gray area, not shades of gray, but gray area, gray zone between men and women at the same time, is it equal whereby if he hit her and she hit him back, Then why is he apologizing then?
Because it's politics. Silver.
So therefore, the whole term which they're classifying them as misogynist, misogyny. I can never call that word properly because they use so much of
Misog-
these.
misogyny.
Yeah, people use so many of these words sometimes wrongly at different times. And I don't like to jump on these bandwagons. Um, but I think I look at the bigger picture regarding this whole thing because she is, whether we like it or not, an influencer, and many women look up to her. They look up to her, being the fact that she has been through what she has been through, and yet she's standing, you know, and she's fighting. She's a Rottweiler. She hit back. I mean, you hear what D Samuel said? If you send me a low comment, I'll comment accordingly. You know, if I
But Silver, isn't she also just like she's an educated person? She's an influencer. She's a politician. Isn't the facts that she's baby mama number 13?
you see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Okay, let's go to this baby mother thing now. What's wrong with being a baby mother?
The fact that you're an educated, smart senator of the
Giving,
island of
just give
Jamaica,
me a
and then
Okay, Jody.
I'm
Yeah,
not, just give me 2 minutes.
yeah, you give it. Yeah, yeah.
what's wrong with baby mother being baby mother 13?
No,
You
no, no,
are
no,
an
no, 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 not baby mother 13. What's wrong with being called a baby mother? Is there
No,
something
baby mother
different?
30. No, Silver. But yeah, change it,
No,
Silver.
no,
Not do
no, no,
that,
no.
Silver.
I'm going at different stages. What's wrong
Okay.
with being called a baby mother? Is there anything wrong with being called a baby mother?
yes. As a female, may I answer that? Yes.
Why?
As a female, it's degrading to know that you're the 13th woman that
No,
this
no,
man
no, no,
ever.
no, no,
No, no,
no,
no.
no, no,
You
no,
matter
no.
about baby mother and a
Neither.
whole. Not,
I'm
not, not,
talking.
not, not.
You put a low below there. I'm going phase by phase. What's
Okay.
wrong with being called a baby mother?
What's wrong with calling a baby mother?
To be called a baby mother. Is there anything derogatory about being called a baby mother?
Yes, because what happened is that I want to be called a baby mother is somebody that can I go to the Jamaican way? You just have a baby with me and leave me like that.
No,
You
no, no,
know,
no. No,
you
you
didn't
can't be a
make.
baby.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry.
You
I'm
can
missing
be
your. I'm missing.
no,
I'm
no, no.
misunderstanding your question.
You can be a baby mother and still in a relationship with a person, a
Yeah,
partner.
but you don't respect me enough to marry me.
And that's not true, Vita.
Vita, come on.
Vita, because most of us were born out of wedlock.
Me, yeah, me too.
Yeah. So the respect no so men who beat their wives respect their wives.
I'm sorry.
Men who beat their wives or cheat on their wives respect their wives,
No, they do not.
but they murder.
Okay, but the fact they beat them if they're baby mother or they beat them if they're wives, that different from whether you make me a wife or I'm just a baby mother. Um, the
But
fact
we're talking
that
about respect, Vita. You say
okay,
I
okay, so
didn't
maybe
respect
from
you
a male
enough to
perspective,
marry.
I'm missing. Maybe from a male perspective, I'm missing the question. I'm sorry.
No, but let me speak as a baby father here, right?
Yeah.
There is don't bring in the legality of our union to say that what Silburn and his wife have or what me and my baby mother have, Silburn own is higher or better
Exactly.
because because what I'm saying it's still work although the legality of Silburn's union with his wife, right? Don't mean that their relationship is good. It's just that them legally joined. But me and my baby mother can live such a high quality, respectful.
You and your partner who you have a baby with.
Yeah, but I'm baby mother.
Okay, you see, that's the point. You see, this is
So
where I'm
why it
coming.
have to be a
Well,
baby mother, baby? Okay.
wait, Vita, wait, hear me out, hear me out. You said I want to get to the baby mother 13, and D we now look out Crystal. We just want to dissect this thing. Stay with me for a second, guys. Stay with me. Instagram as well. Hi, this is Silburn here, live and direct from London in my room, in my house. Listen, what is wrong? What's it? Okay, having a child with someone, we are all become baby mothers and baby fathers, right? A child
Okay.
father and a child mother.
Okay.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Okay, nothing is wrong with that. Whether the
Right.
person is married or not.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it.
But
So
when you're
what's
number
wrong?
12, 13, when you pass 3, 4, 5, a matter of fact, when a woman when a woman have 3 kids, 3 different men, the value is gone. Oh,
Jody,
Silver
can you
cut me
hear?
off.
Jody, can you? Your volume, your thing gone again, Jody. Your audio.
I can't hear Jody. Silver, can you hear me?
Oh, hold on, Jody. Jody, I don't know what's going on there, you know.
It's host
Boy.
muted. Host
Wait,
muted.
wait,
No,
wait.
no, no. You're okay
I
now.
hear you. I hear you now.
It's
We hear
it
you now.
said
Yeah.
Silburn muted me.
It
Silburn.
did.
Muted
It
my
didn't say.
host. He tried to
It
mute
didn't.
me.
It
He
didn't
tried to
say
mute me and mute.
Stillburn. When you
Silburn.
went, when you went away, I just unmuted it, but I forget to go on. Yeah,
Silburn.
yeah.
You know what is funny? Um, you know the Bible quite well, right?
I wouldn't say that I know the Bible quite well, but I know the
No,
Bible in some
but
respect.
okay. You remember
Gonna preach.
in Genesis
Yes, yes.
when
Looking for a
after
marriage.
after after Cain was sent away to the land of Nod, right? And
Okay.
then
Hmm.
the Bible started to give a sequential um
Listing
event
of
listing of who
who
got
is
with
whose
who
mother and father.
and
Yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
now. Remember, Eve is known as whose wife,
Adam,
right?
is it? Eve is
Hmm.
Adam's wife.
Adam and
Yeah,
Eve,
Yes.
not Steve.
yeah,
Not Steve. Eve. Yeah.
No, Steve wasn't
right.
there.
So
He wasn't there
but
yet.
what I'm saying, remember that all these
Steve came in
biblical
numbers. I'm sorry.
per,
Jeez, yeah, go
person,
ahead,
uh,
continue.
uh, uh, all these all these biblical persons who were married, were they really married? Who,
What do you mean? Marriage is in marriage ceremony?
no,
Yeah.
I'm saying who was the
Marriage
official
ceremonies never came on till way later.
exactly, but no, but they were called
You
wives.
see a woman and call her your wife. That's literally what they
Exactly,
do. And they usually the
exactly,
time it's a matter of just asking the father, I like your daughter, can I have her? And now she becomes
yes,
your wife. Yes, there was no
exactly,
ceremony at that point in time. What you
exactly,
drinking? Who
exactly.
asking me what I drinking? D Samuels, some cranberry and some white rum.
So so
Boy,
so so so
Cranberry and white rum.
so Silbert,
boy, Jody, I go
our
hard.
Silbert, our favorite and most popular Bible characters or Bible heroes were all baby father and baby mother.
Mhm.
They Solomon
Look
had
at you,
thousands.
Lester. How much baby
Solomon had
mother
a
you
lot.
have? How much baby mother?
Vita,
Because you defend this
Vita,
thing very hard. How much baby mother
Vita,
you have?
Vita,
Vita had
Do
Vita,
not make the
do
people
not,
them who don't know
Vita,
anything
do
about
not
Lester go
bring
find out
my
about Lester
personal
now.
life. Vita, I wish I had the wedding ad again. I wish
You're
I,
a married man. Okay, we see that. You're a
I,
married man. Okay.
I'm a man
Is
of the
that is it?
law. I am,
There's a
I,
married
I,
finger. You sure
I,
send a
I,
right
I'm a
hand?
Man
man.
is married. Yes, he's a
I'm
married
an
man.
upstanding man like Silburn. All my children are with one partner.
Let's say you lie till you can't even
Oh
believe your own lie.
Jesus! I will pray. I will
Okay,
pray.
come here,
And
come
I
on,
will
Sil-
Lester.
are you
Lie till
gonna
you can't even
are you
believe
intercede
your
gonna
own
clap
for
back?
lie.
Are
some
you gonna clap
people's
but
back?
Vita, the last
forgiveness.
Are you gonna clap
Vita,
back at Vita? Vita say you're lying
Clap,
now.
yes,
You clap
clap,
back.
because I
Vita,
have two children and 2 different men. And I stop. I said the third one not gonna happen. Nobody can have me have no more kids because that's it. I'm not gonna be no baby mother, and I was married and divorced. No baby mother. Drink to that and mind my own business.
You have
Oh
to drink
God,
water.
no! I
Mind your own
think
business.
I think she need to Vita. You have any water close by? Cause I don't want her to get out on the show. She look drunk already. The crown done. Jeez. Oh, this is real talk and sleep
but
this
Silburn,
evening.
Silburn. Let me ask that question, Silburn. Let me play the devil's advocate, right?
Mm.
Hmm.
Um, although you're the real advocate here, right? Um, if since Vita was married and she's now divorced, right? Wouldn't you call her a washed up baby mother? A washed up baby mother?
Why?
We can't manage.
Why?
I
Why?
Replay. Mm-mm. Oh God.
no,
Mom.
no,
All
no,
right,
no,
guys.
no. I
I
think
think we
I
need
think
You
I think
see?
to get to.
D Samuel is now happy. She's laughing because she was saying you guys are all having a go at what's her name, Crystal. But D,
Mm,
No, we're off that now. We are back to the matter at hand, the gray points.
mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can off of them names.
I just think that the name calling and these terms, there's so many terms that we grew up with and were deemed to be derogatory. And yes, let's call a spade, because the only way you can actually move from something is because growing up in Jamaica, and when people say a baby mother,
What's that,
it
Lester?
wasn't a sort of
What?
so one second, guys. Let me just
Chocolate
ask
what?
this question. Let, what,
Go ahead, Silver.
yeah, can I just ask this question?
Yeah.
Growing up in Jamaica, there are certain terminologies sometimes are deemed not very positive. When we hear the
Right.
word baby mother, sometime, oh yeah, baby mother, do people look at that very warmly?
No.
Let's call a spade a spade.
No.
Jody,
No.
What I'm saying is this, though, my thing is, and this is why I don't get along with most people, deal with the problem and not the person. And I don't think, if there's an issue, deal with the issue at hand and don't attack the person. Take the emotions out of it and deal with the facts. What are
yeah,
the facts? What's the problem that needs to be solved? What is the situation that we're talking about? And do that. Because if we go through our emotions and our feelings and all these things into it, everybody going to respond any way they want to. And in Jamaica, when you hurt my feelings, never clot you. You understand?
Right.
But for me, it doesn't solve a problem. It doesn't. I mean, she did refer back to the issue at the end of her statements to say, yes, I'm all of this, but the real issue is this. You understand?
Right.
She did go
Right.
back to that to say, yeah, so what if this is not what's in question? What's in question is this, which is a Jamaica issue, as a matter of fact, right?
It
It is
is.
an issue, and so for me, no, I'd rather hunt her. For me, I would have said, leave out the first part, forget the emotions, forget to you're hurt, forget to you feel this way about the situation, and just deal with the issue. Just go straight back to the issue. But I think what has happened though is this emotional battle back and forth with the name calling. It did bring light to the issue itself, whether we like it or not, because the issue was out there in the public
mm,
until Crystal and Mr. Meadows decided that, hey, they're going to go at this rat. It blew up, it went viral. And so now, even though we're talking about what they said, people are like, so what's the real issue? And they start asking questions into the real issue. And the real issue is a real legal issue. You
It is,
understand? That
Jody. You.
affects
Yeah.
it, it's a real legal issue. And
when you say legal, what do you mean? Legal, what do you
No,
mean?
no, well,
Legal?
Mr. Meadows
No,
wants
no,
to
no, no,
know.
no.
not only legal, it is something that is very
of
damaging to
national
Jamaican society.
importance,
What?
yes,
National
it's a
importance.
Let's
national importance.
one second, one second. Just reset. The legal bit. Are you talking about the slander defamation? Is
No,
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 no, no,
no, no,
no.
no,
It's
no.
about the FLA and
It's
things
about
that
the
were done
FLA
in
and
the
that Meadows.
FLA that were
okay?
By
Got
the
it.
not
Okay,
done according to the book,
right.
right?
And
There were things that were done while Meadows was a part leading the FLA that was not done apart according to the book, right?
as
So
according to
whether
Shane Daly.
yes, and according to Mr. Daly, right? So the fact that there is this board banter about feelings and who for feelings hurt and who clots who, and for me it's like the emotional part of the whole situation. It's just the emotions. And I'm like, what is the real issue? Is the real being dealt with? And as I said, Crystal, after her emotional thing, she did go back to the point and say, hey, so This is all you this is not what's in being questioned. What's in being questioned is, your responsibility to the nation, having led this body, and what you did. So for me, as much as the emotions were dealt with, the issue was brought back to the front. So I
Yeah.
like to deal with the issue. The issue is the issue. Deal with the issue. You can get your emotions, cry in a corner if you want, scream in a pillow, shout over the roof, but deal with the issues, because it's a serious issue. It is a serious issue.
Yeah. As she is one who puts herself out there as a motivator, influencer, and of a tribe. It's different from a basketballer or a footballer who is just playing football and he's just great and people put him on this pedestal. He doesn't say, I'm a motivator. Do you think a person like that should really stop and think and say, hang on a second, let me separate myself a bit from this and respond appropriately?
Yeah, which is
Uh,
what I said before. Because if you
Yeah.
go on her profile, even her LinkedIn profile, right? Because you guys know I like to do my research. She on her profile lists herself as a motivational speaker. On her Instagram page, it's the same thing, motivational speaker. So what I'm saying, if this is what you represent
Yes.
to the public, you should think before you talk. Think before you write things. Think before you say things, because this would now represent the character that I've painted, or the description that I've painted about myself. It's just
Mhm.
like, for example, for me now as a nurse, if you see that I'm a specialist in a specific area, and then everything I say goes against my specialty in that area, you're going to say, but what are you representing? Because if you say you're representing this, and then you come back now and you are completely defeating everything that you say you represent, that don't make no sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like herself's enemy right there.
I am totally against us putting entertainers and
No, that's not what
no
we're
no no
that's
no no no
Lester,
no no no
listen.
no
Yeah,
What
no
I'm
yeah.
saying is she has
no
listed as a
hold up
part
no
of
hold up
her.
Jody, you have to allow me
Yeah,
to finish my sentence,
sorry.
right? Yes. Um, so what I'm saying is that I am totally against we putting the responsibility of being a role model or somebody who is motivational to on athletes and entertainers, right? Because they are just athletes and entertainers. Now, most of the time with athletes, it is because they're assigned to a particular brand,
Yeah.
right? So the brand that they're assigned to is forcing onto them a particular behavior pattern, right? But they themselves are not anybody of motivational capacity. Them are play for money. Crystal has taken on this issue of I am a motivational speaker. You
Exactly.
know,
That is what I'm saying.
yeah. No, no. I'm agreeing with you. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people tend to put entertainers and athletes in that same bracket, which it is merely because of money or the brand that they represent that they are that is
Mm.
thrust upon them. And the public then buy into it to say, Cartel of sing them song there and this and that. But as politicians and as motivational persons and public persons, right? I think they have a higher standard to be held to in terms of motivational personnel.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I,
get what you're saying, Les, and I agree with you.
I don't know. Is somebody making some sound, like some clicking sound? A clicking
It's
sound?
not me.
Yeah, that was Vita. Yeah. I'm muted. That's why I know. Not muted, I'm muted, but I'm muted because I know that from your side there's a clicking sound. Um, I think before we
It's
go
you.
today, sorry, I think Vita, you're being distorted. Um, when I do the muting, the sound goes. So I think from Vita side, okay, yeah. I think before we go, one of the things that we'd love to establish though is I hear this Vita. I'm gonna mute you, or you can come out and come back if anything. What do you? Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
One of the things that we want to actually try to establish though is the words and this sort of gray area syndrome which I was talking about. If 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 Crystal is a motivator and an influencer, as we see, and people are looking up to her, Isn't there grounds for people to make errors and mistake and still move on? I mean, she made an error, she move on.
Hmm. I mean, she
And it
always
shows at the
moves
same
on from
time,
her errors, though,
yeah,
Sylvan.
yeah, and it shows at the same time that people are humans and people will make errors at the same time. So therefore, um, the thing about Dennis Meadows, which I found, I've never spoken to Dennis Meadows personally yet, but I communicate with him privately, in a couple of times. And one time I want to show on a particular thing as a gentleman and a scholar, you know, and it's unfortunate that just because something like this has happened, I see so many people berating him on this one particular point and calling him all these different names, which is so unfortunate when people start to, really go hard at someone like that. And I believe the level of tolerance is also very lacking. And he mentioned that he's in a very a touchy space now, and he's very open about it. Um, over 200 persons they have said I've gotten guns. I've heard somebody said, I think it's Dennis Meadows said that there's one particular person who emissary, if that's the right word, actually call of someone who was negative, who didn't get a gun, and say you pay some money in some account. You heard that, Lester?
Yep.
You know, and they get a
Yeah,
gun
well,
and so like that.
that's the real issue, you know. And then I'm saying when you are being investigated in this light or this light, you have to be careful how you present yourself in the public, as I was
Yeah,
saying earlier, because it is going to bring to light everything else that is behind the scenes. And that is the really, the FLA has been
yeah,
under a lot of scrutiny for years in Jamaica. And it's like from one administration to the next to the next. So it's like
yeah.
each administration that comes, it doesn't get better, it gets worse. And what's I think we're gonna get, I think I said to somebody, we're gonna get to the point where the government is going to get external help, because if you can trust their own people, that's exactly what they're going to do, and Americans are going to want to have some influence on that.
And this brings the point now that you rightly said the most important thing at this time is crime. And this is something more than likely is a part of a criminal act, right? And we're missing out on this by this distraction. Isn't this a distraction with the whole
Mm-hmm.
tit for tat? Is that, Lester? Major
Yes.
distraction there.
Yes.
And that's why sometimes one has got to be careful that we don't focus so much on this thing. Okay, that was that discussion there. That was what was
Hmm.
said, but at the same time, not to labor on it. Let that be, that should be the 9 day wonder, or even a 2 day
Yeah,
wonder. Those are the things that
2 day
should be a
wonder.
9 day wonder. You
Uh,
know,
um,
yes, sir.
as somebody who speaks to particular members of parliament, I can say quite forcefully that no outside party will run the FLA, right?
Mm,
Um, Andrew is not into that. But let me say something. We can look at Crystal and her. I don't like Crystal politics. I don't like her style of politics. I don't like how she maneuver in the political field. But if we're going to look at her, and I don't think we should drag her personal life into the
yes.
political arena. But as Jamaicans, we do that because for politics festive, right? And in the festive, unless we draw the personal thing in it. But she has gone to university. She has achieved her degree. She has businesses, right? She has one child for a man, right? And when you look, is that she has moved from level zero to a higher level, right?
Mm,
So even though we are representative of two different political parties and political ideologies, and I don't like her politics, when I look at what she has done, and when you look at many other Jamaican women,
mm.
right, who for the better part does worthless, but Crystal breed for one multi-millionaire and one of the most famous Jamaicans ever, right? So there's still, although we'll say him an old dog or him a beanie man or whatever, this man is a
Is that
living.
one of the song says?
Yes.
Yeah, this
Bulldog, bulldog
the
like
song,
me.
but the song was written by Dave Kelly, and it was originally destined for Buju Banton, but he said no, let Benuman sing it. But I
Okay.
won't go into the history.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
what I'm saying is that let's just look at the other side of it, the facts. How does one man should breed for? The man is a living
Why, why,
icon
why do we have to use even the term breed for?
because she breed.
Because it's a
It's not a
Jamaican
derogatory term.
thing. It's a
It's not a
Jamaican
derogatory.
slang. Is
It's not a
is
derogatory term.
yeah, that's how we say it in Jamaica. But I mean, I guess it's a part of our culture that makes this whole issue what it is. Because if he
Mm.
never attacked the baby mother something and said it a different way, it would not have come out that way. But it's just how we talk that
Yeah, our culture.
makes we have a very aggressive language. Our language is very, very aggressive.
But I think Silburn would rather me speak or the language of the colonial masters.
No, actually, you got African language you can actually use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you,
It
if
can
you,
Yeah.
it can ook Nederland praten.
I don't know why you're swearing and cussing bad word at this time.
Nee, 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 nee,
Exactly.
nee, nee, nee. Meneer,
Hang on. Noreen just said something. You know
Dogs
what she
breed.
said?
But it's just, no, let me tell you, an appreciation for the Jamaican dialect is something somebody, I don't even want to school anybody on it right now, but we have a very unique language that is mixed with different cultural connotations depending on how you
Mm,
embrace your culture. And
mm,
I don't want to teach on it today. A lot of times we as Jamaicans, our own Jamaicans, push aside our dialects, yet when other people embrace it, then we say a fluid language. I don't I understand what you're saying, dogs breed, but
the
it's a
gray area.
Jamaican thing,
Yeah,
and it is, yeah,
yeah.
the gray
but
area
it,
is
but Jody,
understanding how aggressive we get with our language.
Jody, and I agree with
Mhm.
you. You know what annoys me, right?
When people
And
like
what is
Silbert,
what is hypocritical?
when people like Silbert,
Yeah, at Silbert and Noreen, when Noreen said dogs breed, right? But Miss Lou went on BBC with the same dirty
Exactly,
language and made Jamaican. She are one of them who popularized patois internationally, right?
exactly.
And
And
she,
then
she,
our
she don't
songs
use
are sung that way and are popular because they are sung that way.
yeah,
And people all over the world are trying to mimic our language and trying to mimic our accent in order to make money off it. And they license it and they
no
patent it,
no
and so
no
that we can't use it.
no, hold on, not listen. One of it, one of our curse words is one of the biggest festivals in
I
Belgium.
saw that.
There is a beer.
yeah,
There's also a beer.
We can't call it on the station, but I saw it painted on a wall.
is that what Spice was
Exactly.
talking about one time?
Yes, but
Yes, it was
I've been
painted on
there,
the wall.
Silbert. I've been there.
Mm.
I've drunk the beer. There are T-shirts. There's a whole line,
And none
and
of them are
it's
owned by Jamaica.
none of them owned by Jamaican.
Mm.
And
None
I'm
of them
saying
owned by Jamaica. And they're our stuff that we won't embrace.
we have this unique language, this unique thing.
Yeah,
The only other society in this world that is more revered or as equal revered is the United States of America. No other society, right?
None.
Jamaica, Jamaica is up there, and we keep using every chance we get to beat down our uniqueness, right?
Exactly.
I- You have you have I don't know of persons flying to New York to learn how to do hip hop dances, but you have people all over the world flying to the ghettos of Jamaica, right? Staying in shacks, paying money to learn to do Jamaican dance,
yeah.
right? And to
And
speak
learn the
Jamaican.
language,
So
even
so
with the
why anytime we say
accents.
breed is that issue? I saw we talk so if we say breed, Noreen or Silver, no understand what me I talk about?
Yeah, I think official Instagram said cultural appropriate and pimp our culture. I think what we're looking at is as we develop ourselves as a society, and you said about colonial master thing. You know, the word breed wouldn't that be in the same level as the baby mother 13 to a certain extent? The question I'm asking is this, and this is what I'm putting. That's why I say the gray areas, things which we use and we say regular, but there are bits which have that negative overtone. Do we accept it and just switch it over, or do we stop saying, um, you know, some dogs breed? Do we
Si-
say woman breed, man
To,
breed?
to answer your
The
question,
boy
Silburn,
breed the girl.
Silburn, when you're
I'm
upset,
sorry.
Silburn, when you're upset,
When
Silburn,
you're
are you
upset and you
are you
go
more
into your
inclined
dialects
to speak patois,
or
sir?
English, tell me.
Now one, patch one.
Exactly. It is
Hey, hey,
Exactly.
our
hey, hey,
language is
hey,
a
hey,
very
hey.
expressive, emotional language. And this is what I'm saying. That
You
you
know,
have
hey,
to be
hey,
careful how you use it because it
you know,
comes off very aggressive.
who can use a, and everybody know what that means. Hey,
Exactly. Yo, my
hey.
youth. Just hold him on. Hold him. All right.
But
I'm just
Silburn,
saying.
I was in Belgium recently, right, with a group of friends, and so one of my Jamaican friend, he grew up in Canada, but he works here now in the Netherlands, and so me, him wife, and him children and some other people there. And so him said, so him son sit down beside me, so him son said him can talk patois, right? So me say, you're sure? Him say, yeah. So I started speaking in like patois patois to him, but not even my friend who was born in Jamaica, but he was raised in Canada since he was like maybe 14 or 15. Him
Yeah.
couldn't understand what me I say either. Because our language is so dynamic and it evolves also, right?
Mm-hmm.
When my son when my son comes to visit me at home, and sometimes he might talk to me, I be sitting and look at him and me say, Ewa, we gotta talk English.
Mm.
Because we can't understand nothing at all what you say,
Yeah.
you know? But we have to
Which parish is he
appreciate
in? He's in Jamaica.
my son.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the parish of Rotterdam.
He's in Belgium.
He
I
live
was
over
trying to
here,
figure
Jody.
out if you were trying to say that his Jamaican language was different from yours.
Believe me, what him grew up with me. But me tell you say
Oh,
how him talk patois different than how me talk patois.
exactly. And every parish have their accents and they have their different words that they use too and different ways of saying it. Our language is so dynamic, and this is why I said to you, Silver, when we did the whole thing about who we are, the whole thing we were talking about who said I'm come from Africa and things. We said, I
Yeah.
cannot say that I am African and I want to go back to the motherland. I cannot say that. I am
Yes. Yeah.
200% Jamaican,
Yeah.
and that is the nationality, and that is the bloodline that I can speak to. I am 100% Jamaican out of
Yeah.
many one people. Me mix
But
up. There is no straight Africa
Jody,
in me.
Jody, when a man say, oh, it's my baby mother, no boy can this my baby mother, you know. 100,000 respect for my baby mother, you know.
Exactly. You
Isn't that
don't know what I mean?
isn't that a reverence towards the
Yeah. Yeah.
person who has given
Exactly. That is putting that
Yeah.
baby mother
Yeah.
where you understand and we understand.
You're very
But
right,
then
and that.
if he was to turn around and say, say, and you go speak in English now and him going to explain what he's saying, it not gonna sound the same way. It's
but
not gonna sound
also
the same way.
but also Jody, as what you said, we're very expressive. So if me if I say, so my baby mother them a drunker.
It's very expressive and it's very
But
aggressive. But
you
you
could.
have to understand the
Yeah.
culture.
But even if you said all them girlfriend and my junker, is that the same way? That's the same
No,
thing, isn't
but if no, if I say, look, all the bearers of my children are vultures, it don't
Yeah,
take
it's
on the
a
same
different.
connotation.
It's the same. It's a different thing.
it? Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
same time, I
Different
say,
level,
but
Silver. Different
Yeah.
level.
in a take
Yeah.
on, but when I've listened to a lot of ghetto youth, and the man him say, yo, oh, my love my baby, but what she give me she make me know some me money, you know. She give me my fussy, my baby man, I give me my fussy, I have to respect her,
Yeah.
you know. And when you hear the passion, you understand
In
that
which they say it and the
the term
expression.
the term baby mother when I use this is a
Yeah.
term of endearment and highest
And
respect.
respect. Yeah.
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 Well, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you for coming on. And before we wrap up, just to sort of summarize, I guess what we are saying then, in light of the interaction with Dennis Meadows and Crystal Tomlinson, it could have been done better. But at the same time, what we're looking at is Jamaican jargons interacting within themselves. It's something that
And
we're used
and
to.
with politics too. And with politics too.
And our
Our
politics,
politics.
everything are
We're not
mixed up.
leaving the pocket. We're not
Yeah,
leaving out the politics, Lester.
yeah.
But but but
I wouldn't be I wouldn't be
Silbert,
surprised. I
Silbert,
wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, Lester,
Silbert,
go on.
I need to ask you something very important, Silbert.
Yes.
Right? And I think Jody wants to ask you this also.
Okay.
You're a good baby father?
If I'm a good baby father, yes,
Yeah.
I'm a good baby father to my children with my wife. With my wife. Yeah,
Big up yourself, my brother. Big up yourself.
yeah,
You're a
yeah.
real
We
man.
are the real
You're a
deal,
real man
man.
around here. You're a real
Yeah,
man
yeah,
around here.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, we all, yeah, of course. You know, what I mean, you know, my son is. He was laughing the other day because we went to Subway and the lady them she said his son because you know the place where I normally go and dance. I went in there with him and he's taller than me, you know. So you know, so no, I'm a good baby father to my son and daughter by my wife. See, it all works there in a positive way, isn't it?
Mhm.
Or I shall share that.
Exactly. How it is used and how it is
Yeah,
expressed is what determines its
how it's
meaning.
expressed. Yes. So therefore,
Exactly.
one can always use anything, I believe, in a derogatory way. You know, it's like I was in
It's
Jamaica and
just how it's done.
listen, there's a guy named Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is still in Jamaica. We used to work together. And we created a word one time called Forky Bus, you know? And how the word Forky Bus came about was when this guy sent his what's that? This guy sent his son overseas to study. And I went to France to study. And the guy said to him, and when he came back, the guy wasted his money and didn't learn nothing. The guy came back to Jamaica and he said, "Son, what is this fork?" He said, "Forky bus. What is this platey bus? What is this what is this knifey bus?" And the man
Hmm.
said, when the man realized what's going on, he said, "Listen, take this breaky bus and go down on the yardy bus and clean up the bum bus." So we coined this word called forky bus, and forky bus can be like this. Wow, what a lovely forky bus. Or you can say, what an idiot forky bus that. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. But the whole
No,
point is about
but
how you
but
put
but
your
Silbert, you see, again, that is unique to your little and a part of same way,
yeah.
right? But the wider Saint Mary that you're from wouldn't know that.
Virgin, I'm from Ochiman.
Oh, so
VT,
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
VT, you need to come back in here, you know, and come from St. Mary. That's a
You are
derogatory.
originally born in St. Mary, weren't you?
Yeah, that's just
Arakabessa St. Mary?
I don't know why
Jody,
why
Jody,
he's
you're a
struggling
nurse.
Weren't you
why he's
born? You were
struggling.
born in
Jody, he's struggling to
Arakabessa
be
St. Mary and then
Jody,
moved to St. Anne where you grew up.
Jo- Jody,
Jody,
he's
you're a nurse.
struggling. He's
Jody, you're a
struggling to be
nurse.
honest. He's struggling to be honest.
I'm, I'm veering away from the truth, isn't it? It's the prime minister veering away from the truth.
Oh, you know, I had something to show you. Do you know what this is, Stillborn? Hold on, where's my video? Do you know what this is?
That's custard.
This is a custard.
We know them original thing. Let's say I don't even know what that is.
This is a custard. Lester, you don't know what this is? Hold on, where's my camera? Oh,
You need to go
this
back.
is a huge custard.
You need to go back to Jamaica to understand these
Oh
foods.
my God, I can't wait for it to red.
Like when it's a custard apple.
Yes.
Custom make it worse.
Do that.
You don't know what I'm
I've
saying.
never no, I've never seen it before.
You
Yeah.
never seen
Remember,
it before?
no, remember, I am from the one and only city that Jamaica has.
Where is that? Uchi?
No, sir.
No,
You
sir,
come from
it's
Kingston. A town you come
Kingston,
from.
sir.
A
Yes,
town
sir.
boy.
Well, listen,
You grew
guys.
up in a ghettos a town.
Listen,
Wow, no
Then
listen,
I have no tree down there. Only
listen.
ackee tree and breadfruit
Yeah.
tree.
Just to put that. Yeah,
With teeth akitu.
yeah. Just to
And then
wrap up.
thief
Just to wrap up.
ackee. Only ackee tree and breadfruit tree that town for true.
Let's leave the ackee tree and the breadfruit tree and start teeth the people them thing. You know.
One and
Um,
two mango tree.
this Monday, this Sunday, next week Sunday coming on the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
I've got this lady here. She's Jamaican, Joan Green,
John
and she
Green.
wrote this book. She wrote this book which is called All You Need to Know About 11 Plus. So I'll be interviewing her on the 27th. That is Sunday. Um, you know, 11 Plus Handbook is an essential guide for both parents and children. It has been specifically written, according to her, to help parents and children to understand what the program of study entails and to stimulate the thought process. You know, this will help with decision making for children. The book is for parents who want to know what the 11 plus journey feels like and how to increase the chances of
Can I
success for
ask an
your child.
interesting question? And I'm just
Yes,
being the
yeah.
devil's advocate here. This book was written before COVID
It was written during COVID.
or during COVID?
Yeah, because lots of
Okay.
children are struggling because remember 2 years. This is in the UK, and for the grammar school bit there, and I think what she did and what she learned during the course of that time was how to sort of package it together for children.
I kind of have
And
a theory.
mhm,
Can I
you're
have a
gonna say,
theory, Lester? You want to hear it?
Sure, go on.
That education pre-COVID is will soon have no existence.
education pre-COVID.
Yeah, no validation, no validity. It won't be valid.
So what you're saying, post-COVID is the thing
Post-COVID is the thing.
where everybody's actually have to revise how they do things, how they learn, how they teach. You're right about that because recently we were talking, I don't know if it was on a show, whereby
Pre-COVID.
we're looking at how people learn now, how people
Pre-COVID
interact.
education is soon will be extinct.
Yeah.
Post-COVID education is what we need to focus on. We can't go back. There's no going back. And we
Well,
discussed this
actually,
from COVID started.
I
There's no
think the
going
going
back.
back, yeah, I think the going back thing was something which not going to happen anymore. And Lester fell asleep a while ago. And one of the things I'm going to do on the 6th, and this is going to be a very interesting show, on the 6th of March, is
Hmm.
going to be a show called God and Government. Can you imagine that? God and Government, talk about politics, God and
Hmm.
Government. I love to get Lester to be one of the guests on that show at that time.
You said
Lester,
on the
you're giving
6th?
feedback. Let's having a feedback there. What is it? Yeah, the 6th. Lester, you're getting a feedback. Okay, it's gone. It's going to be on the 6th of March.
Oh, the Sunday show.
Yeah, yeah, and it's going to be on the 20th of March as well. And talk about God and government. And Lester, you can come in and give your views in regards to that. Actually, the way of
Feedback? You still
politics.
having a feedback?
No, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. The
Okay.
way of
So her presentation is next Sunday.
our presentation is next Sunday. Yes, next Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's Jamaican. I think she's from where place in the Boulevard name again, where Ryan Sterling come from. Where is that again? Marvelly.
Yeah, that Marvelly.
Marvelly. Yeah, she's from
Yeah,
Marvelly.
man, I'm a place, man.
Yeah. So she's a Jamaican there who's trying to help both things. Well, guys, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining tonight. And good that we finished at 12. And kudos to Crystal Tomlinson. That's all I can say. Big her up. Big up Dennis Meadows as well. Big up our Jamaican. And I wouldn't be surprised if for them are virgin, So much of these people are virgin and them cause
We're not
public.
too like Dennis Meadows, you know?
Huh?
We're not too like Dennis Meadows, but
Who don't like him?
we're not too like him.
We when you say we, what's we?
We, the Jamaica Labour Party bloggers and members of the Jamaica Labour Party, we're not too like Dennis. He talk too much and him lick out against bro God. So when you lick out against the God, we can't like you.
Lester, come on. When you say lick out, is it that he's critically analyzing and he's not rude to the prime
I
minister?
would want to
But I'm asking-
comment,
Yes,
but I have
yes,
to
he
live in
has.
this parish.
Yes, he has.
Lester,
Yes, he has.
we'll have a conversation after this. I would love to comment, but I live in this parish. I
You
do
can
not
call
want
me,
to
ma'am.
be assassinated. I don't want to disappear. I don't want
What
to.
is this parish?
You know what I mean?
Who's linked with this parish?
You don't need to talk. You don't need to talk.
Smarty.
So we'll talk your hair, Lester.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Jody, Lester, thank you so much for joining.
And Vita.
And
Vita,
Vita.
darling.
Hold on. She cost me about on the side there.
Lord Jesus.
Can I say
Vita,
about-
where are you?
Let me tell
No,
you,
she
let me
just
tell you.
she. Oh, she
Let me
did already. Yeah.
Show,
Where is
show,
it?
show, show them now. Show them now. Show them. How it now?
I can't find it.
It's there, man.
Okay, there she is. I didn't say it. There it is. There.
Vita, for an educated woman, Vita, I can't believe you really use those
Embrace your culture, honey.
Let me see what extend from some yet for some yet more well-off family will continue pre-COVID educational studies as they can afford to. Extend for some, yes. I think it meant yes.
Extinct.
Trace,
Yes.
yes. More well-off families will continue pre-COVID educational studies as they can afford to.
That's true.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Vita is still there. Thank you, Tracy, for that. D. Samuels, thank you for coming on. Somebody said about mango, Judy mango.
Oh, they're trying to figure out what it was. They were saying mango or June plum, but this is too big to be
Okay,
a June
okay.
plum,
You can
and this
realize,
is actually a custard.
I guess you can
Jody,
realize.
you need to send me a picture, Jody. I've never
I
seen a
will.
custard
So
before.
when it's ripe, Lester, the
Yeah.
inside it's like soft and soft like soursop, but like you scoop the whole thing out. It's really creamy and it tastes like condensed milk, literally.
Yeah, I remember custard. Custard is nice, and you got
It's that sweet.
some nice seed in it as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Well,
I'll do a
shut up.
whole video for you,
Because see,
Lester.
well, I prefer to see Jody,
I will do
consuming
a
the
whole
seed.
video.
Good.
I will I
All
will
right.
do a video for you, Lester. When
Can
it
we
is
say that
ripe, cut it open and show you how to eat it.
Can we say that conversation with you and the politics and the custard will all go over into private zone PZ?
Yes, yes.
Well, guys, what you guys drinking? Let me try to find my closing music on this, if I can actually find it.
Oh, Lester is finished.
Huh? What is finished?
No, he's refilling.
It's
Give him
finished.
time to refill.
Okay. Well, here we go. Cheers. And for those on Instagram, thank you for joining. Next week, same time, 10 o'clock. I'm actually, I don't know if you know the Bling Dog. Is it Bling Dog? Listen. Bling Dog. Listen, can you hear me?
No, the music is loud.
Oh, the music is loud. Okay, let me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, what is it
Yes.
about Bling Dog?
Yeah, I think O'Neill is trying to set up an interview with him. And I got another guy named Dilly.
Where is
to come
Anil?
up.
I haven't seen Anil in a while.
He's in New
That was
York,
what?
actually. He's in New York with his kids,
Crazy.
watching some games and stuff like that, He's traveling
Oh,
all
okay.
over. Biden free up the place. The whole place free up now, Everybody free up.
Mhm.
Only Canada we need to get rid of. Mr. Trudeau. All the people that vote him out. Anyway, guys, listen. All the best. Jolie, take care of
Same to
yourself.
you guys. Lester sleeping.
Let's fall asleep.
Is what 2 a.m. in your land
1
now?
o'clock. 1 o'clock.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's what
1 a.m.
12
12
midnight
my
for you,
time.
Silvan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
7 o'clock
And
your
it's
time.
just about 7 my time.
And you've been doing a lot of walking. I noticed that. That's great. You're doing some
Oh,
lots of
Yeah,
exercise.
man,
yeah.
Mr. Jody, I go over there
I
too. Jody, I go over there too.
absing it back,
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, when you turn the big 4-0 in 1 year, you have to make sure that the body looks half
Yeah.
of what it is.
And I've now incorporated dancing in my thing. So dancing.
No, I can't dance. I will go viral.
Dancing is one of my fortes.
Silburn, but
Yes,
but your friend, your fellow Saint Mary personnel Vita by
Vita
one
born
bicycle.
St. Mary too?
Yes, Vita na born na Sentan.
Oh yes,
I don't know what you- I
Best
don't know
St.
what you-
Mary?
There's no hospital in
Port
Saint-
hold on. Port Maria
No,
Hospital?
there's no hospital in Ocho. There's a hospital in Runaway Bay.
In St. Anne.
No.
No, in St. Anne's
St.
Bay.
Anne's Bay, Leicester.
Yes.
Is it there? Is it there hospital in St. Anne's Bay?
Yes,
Trans.
there is a hospital in St. Anne's Bay, but it depends on which part of St. Anne they come from. So they're probably closer to St. Mary. So then
Yep. So,
their mothers would
but
have gone to St. Mary to have their.
but they have both lived
Thank you
also.
for that,
But
Jody. Thank you.
Jody, it's not like
Yeah.
say them born they alone, Then they live there for a period of time too, right?
Uh,
Oh, they lived there for a period of time.
Yes, Jody. They were wicked.
And
Jody, they
then
no,
were
come and
wicked.
claim. Then
this is
come and
where
claim Ochi.
no. This is
Vita answer you a while ago. Vita answer.
Jody, Vita, Vita,
Vita hurt.
Vita for educated woman, Vita. Oh my God.
Oh God, Vita hurt. Oh God.
I, I don't think this.
Vita,
I'll be able to
remember, take the emotions out and deal with the facts.
I might not be able to monetize this video because of the terminologies which is out here. But,
No. The world accepts us.
but I
The
don't.
only place that will not, the only place that would bleep you out, is Jamaica.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It is accepted. It's an accepted terminology that I think is in one of the dictionaries. I'm trying to remember which one
I
it
wouldn't be
is.
surprised if a Jamaican working at YouTube and say, shut that one down, shut that one down, and cause bad mother
Oh
one.
my God.
No,
Oh my
no, no,
God.
no, no. It's not gonna happen. It's accepted everywhere else except here.
Do you know what I find very interesting at times is when I'm calling Amazon if there's an issue and I get a Jamaican and we're talking for a bit, we're talking for a bit, and then I say, where's your accent from? You're trying to get you onto it, and he said, Jamaican, and then we got back into a serious zone, you know what I mean? And it's always good when and this is a Jamaican back home in Jamaica. I guess it's true. What do they call these companies that do them? B something?
Yeah, BPOs.
BPOs.
Yes.
And we have quite a
that,
bit here. It's huge investments here.
And I thank you, Jody. And we just like to give kudos to the Jamaica Labour Party for the explosion of BPOs in recent times and provided Jamaicans with adequate jobs to sustain their families and their lifestyle.
No, Lester want me to comment. You see, because Lester is trying to make me. Let me tell you what he's been doing. Stillborn, trying to get me to understand. He's trying to understand me to find out what political side I am on. So he makes these comments with the intention of getting me to respond, so he knows which side I lean on more.
Your apprehension has given us the answer. Vita, and I know what party you represent.
Jody, can I stick up in there? One of the best ways to get around this is say the Constitution does not recognize political parties. So I would say that kudos to the Jamaican government for sorting out.
Yes, exactly.
Because the Constitution, unless they will agree to me,
because we know that sometimes where these things originate and who carry them out are coming from two different ends. So the idea might belong to somebody and the carrying out belongs to somebody else. Hey, me not like Vita, Vita, you are just so horrible. Vita, me you after this. I going to call you, yes, man. It's okay, Vita. Thank you very much, Vita. Thank you very much, Vita. It's okay. We will have this conversation.
You're the temple wear the shirt, wear the red shirt.
No, and I have to represent also. That's why
you are not going to see me in a shirt. You are not going to hear me say out loud anything, Lester.
But your drink of choice for the most episodes of this show, is quite telling. I think you're leaning towards the switch to prosperity. It's okay. When you drink the Dutch made beverage with the color of my t-shirt.
Good night. It was a wonderful night. You guys need to get some rest. It's way past your bedtime.
So stay right there. Let me show you something. Silburn and Andrew Holness. That's what evidence.
Oh God.
Silburn and Andrew Holness. You know that? You know what I'm saying? A video with me and Andrew Holness. Let me see if I can find it. Lester.
The one from the interview you did?
Yeah.
Okay. But that was an old picture. You both look younger in that picture.
Yeah, but let me show you something. One second there. With the music, can you guys hear the music playing? Yeah.
Yeah, man, we hear the music.
Let me do something here. I can shut up Lester just for a moment.
Not going to shut him up.
Huh?
You're not going to shut him up.
But,
Lester and Vita on a mission.
Is the Honorable Andrew Holness,
Yes, yes, yes,
former Prime Minister,
yes.
leader of the opposition, leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, member of Parliament for West Central St. Andrews. So,
How are
Andrew, tell
Labour
me, how are things in Jamaica these days?
How?
Well, for me, politics is a calling. It's something that I feel that I was born to do. The second youngest member of Parliament at the time, Bruce Golding, holds the record at 24, and I was just a few months older than he was.
And how would you, as the new Prime Minister, if you win, seek to address that?
Jamaica now needs to fulfill its true potential as an economic powerhouse. Jamaica must make it a real mission to end poverty. It's the one that is good. If you're successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway, right? If you're honest and sincere, people will deceive you, but be honest and sincere anyway. All right, what you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway.
There
That
it
was a
is.
good clip. You
Yeah,
both look
and
younger.
I think there was a question one time. There's a question one time when I asked him, "What do people in the overseas do?" And he said, "Well, Silburn, what you need to do, send an application to the to the Labour Party." you know. But anyway, guys, listen. As
Lester,
Jody
do
said
you
a
get
while
to
ago,
vote being in the Netherlands? Because I think you get to vote. How do you do that? How do you break the system? How do you crack the
no,
code?
no, don't draw his tongue. Don't draw his tongue. Let's not incriminate him. Let's leave him like that there.
Okay.
What do you mean, Silver?
It's okay. Don't answer. We have come to
Silver,
the end of the show. Let's
Silver,
drink
what do
and
you
have a
mean?
wonderful night. Do not
Yes.
answer, Lester.
Don't answer Lester.
Don't answer, Lester, please.
No, hold on. I need to show you guys something. I need to show you guys something.
That's
Tell you.
personal. PJ
I
Patterson.
tell you.
That's not personal.
This
Do
is
you
an
see that?
official form of my membership of the Jamaica Labour Party.
You see what I'm trying to tell you? And he lives in the Netherlands. The system mess up for real.
So you vote?
Silburn,
Yeah.
listen to me. Right, remember, Mr. Christian Tavares, for instance, is an ambassador in Europe. The son of Tom Tavares.
Yes.
Yes, sir. But we have our connections, sir.
Okay. That's why we
Tell
said
you.
you should.
There is a way. I tell you, Silburn. Just don't spread the whole word to the whole world, because now a lot of questions are going to be asked.
Yeah.
No,
All right,
yeah.
guys. All right. Respect.
But Silburn,
Share-
that video with you and Andrew Olness is null and void. In my bro God now. It wasn't bro God them time. In my bro God now. Clark's the man aware now.
I don't understand what you just
Okay.
said. What do you mean? You
It's
must call him
another
Andrew.
part of the Jamaican language and culture that you will have
No,
to understand.
No, I know that. I
Silburn.
know that. But I know what he's trying to say. But the question is, does that mean I should not call him Andrew Holness anymore?
No, you should not. Just
Alright.
elevated. Bro God.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go. See you guys. Jody, have a good night.
That's deeper than what it is, you know. And Lester think I don't know, but I know.
Yeah. Jody.
I lived in Kingston for 7 years. You hear, Lester? Have a wonderful evening, guys.
Vita, have the last word. Yes.
Yes, Vita. Tell them Vita. Tell them. The two of them,
Vita.
Vita, the two of them. Vita, the two of them.
Vita, have a wonderful evening.
Lester, where's the drink? You want to have a
I'm
drink?
glad your computer now work this evening, you see, man.
That really spoiled it, Lester, showing I really spoiled it showing what you call it.
He's
Watch
drunk
the
now.
wall.
He needs to go sleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peace out. All right, guys. See ya.
Yeah,
See you
man.
Take
later.
care,
Shower.
guys.
Show up. Show up. I mean, I'm out to show up too. See you guys. Bye bye. Thanks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining tonight and for this very interesting show. As usual, talk and sip. We just get together, have a conversation together. Those on Instagram, thank you as well for joining in the overflow. Facebook as well. You can catch it on the replay. Remember to like and subscribe. And a very interesting topic as we're talking about regarding terminologies and terms, and with Dennis Meadows, Crystal Tomlinson. But one of the things that we want to do is to pick up everybody and to wish them well. At the same time, we can use words or things derogatory, or we can use it positively. And I say we can, try to be a plus in people's lives. But at the same time, it's a learning experience. I would say what has happened, whereby persons can reflect and say, how would I say this again? Should I say it that way? And then, being a role model, being a motivator, a person who inspires another person, then what can I say? Take it to the next level. That's how I look at it. Mistakes are made because guess what? We're all humans. Nobody is perfect except God. And when mistakes made, all we got to do, say sorry, move on, and fix it, and we learn from it. But if we keep doing the same thing over and over again and over again, well, you got to really check yourself. All right. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Thank you very much, and see you around next time. Bye bye.